talismán de tu piel me ha dicho que soy la reina de tus caprichos. Yo soy el as de los corazones que se pasean en tus tentaciones. El talismán de tu piel me cuenta que en tu montura caerán las riendas. Cuando una noche de amor desesperados caigamos juntos enredados, la alfombra y el alrededor acabarán desordenados. Cuando una noche de amor que yo no dudo, la eternidad venga seguro, tú y yo el desnudo y el corazón.
Today we are going to discuss the corporate strategy of the clothing manufacturer Zara and how they use vertical integration to gain a competitive advantage over the competition. First, we will talk about an overview of the company and then go into detail about their corporate strategy. And finally, we will compare them to another popular fashion retailer. Today we will be covering Zara's background and history, an overview of their corporate strategy, how they manage their value chain, how they use vertical integration as a competitive advantage, an analysis of a close competitor, Abercrombie & Fitch, and then we will conclude with a short summary. Zara is a retail company that was founded in 1974 in Artexio, Spain, by Amancio Ortega and Rosalia Mera. In 2014, Zara made $14.4 billion and is considered the 51st most valuable brand by Forbes magazine. Zara is one of the world's largest international clothing manufacturers. They specialize in high-end, trendy looks that are hot off the runway. There are more than 2,000 stores all around the globe. Zara has a very unique business model that focuses on the desires of the customer. And one of the main things that really sets Zara apart from its other fashion competitors is its vertical integration. Corporate strategy is defined as that it compromises the decisions that senior management makes and the goal-directed actions it takes in the quest for competitive advantage in several industries and markets simultaneously. Zara's competitive advantage comes from the vertical integration in that they are able to react quickly to changing customer needs. Vertical integration can also help Zara accomplish their mission statement, which is, we aim to contribute to sustainable development of society and that of the environment with which they interact. Vertical integration helps them accomplish this by giving them full control of their operations, ultimately reducing waste and protecting the environment. Zara is able to create maximum value from their supply chain because they own all operations and materials from production to the finished goods. Zara owns every part of the value chain as they are the manufacturer, the distributor, and the retailer. As the manufacturer, Zara participates in centralized manufacturing, meaning everything from design to actual production is either done at the headquarters or in La Coruña, Spain, by 600 of Zara's seamstress cooperatives. Zara produces 60% of their merchandise in-house, whereas many clothing retailers outsource their production to cut labor costs. Due to their centralized supply chain, they are able to utilize just-in-time manufacturing, allowing them to maintain low inventories and produce only the amount of items demanded by customers in an efficient manner. Another unique feature in Zara's production process is that all fabric arrives undyed in order to quickly change patterns and colors according to changing fashion trends. They also only produce limited runs of specific types of clothing because the exclusivity encourages customers to buy as soon as new clothing is released at full price. Designers are able to talk with local store managers daily to discover which items are most in demand. By only committing to produce 15% of a line at the beginning of the season, it is easy for Zara to quickly make changes if they did not predict what would be bestseller, if a current fashion trend fades, or if a new fashion trend emerges. Zara is also the owner of their own distribution activities. All products are shipped from the distribution center that is on the same campus as their headquarters in Artexio, Spain. It is a 5 million square foot distribution center with miles of conveyor belts. The entire distribution process is completely integrated in that Zara works closely to determine demand for products, and only those in high demand are shipped to stores in as close to exact quantities as possible to eliminate inventory waste. 85% of the distribution center's capacity is reserved for in-season adjustments. For example, if demand for a certain product jumped or plummeted quickly, or if a new item needed to be introduced quickly, Zara's distribution center will have the reserve capacity to handle these changes. Zara's distribution center also handles all packaging activities such as tagging items in the destination country's language and currency, pre-hanging items on hangers, and boxing the products, eliminating a lot of work for their manufacturing facilities as well as the retail stores. One downside of this corporate strategy is that it makes continuing to expand globally difficult if they do not turn to local distribution, since as they continue to grow, eventually they will run out of capacity in their headquarters location. Zara also owns all of their retail stores around the world. Each retail store is responsible for their own marketing and sales. However, Zara does not use any advertising, as they spend the money for advertising on opening new stores around the globe instead. Vertical integration allows for the stores to have great flexibility in that they can directly communicate with the designers and distribution center to quickly solve any issues they may have, and also provide insight from the store level to the other parts of the business. Since inventories are so low from Zara's corporate strategy, it is easy for them to compete on price with other clothing retailers that outsource the manufacturing process to lower their costs. By constantly being able to change designs with current trends and offer a competitive price, Zara is able to offer customers products that are mid-market chic at a down-market price. The final benefit retail stores see from vertical integration is all products come pre-tagged and pre-hung for easy storing, and the inventory is matched to demand as closely as possible to eliminate the need to store inventory anywhere other than on the shelf. Next, we will conduct a comparison of corporate strategies between Zara and Abercrombie & Fitch. First of all, as we know, Zara owns all of their seamstress cooperatives that use undyed fabric for flexibility. Abercrombie, on the other hand, outsources production to use cheaper labor and uses pre-cut and pre-dyed fabrics, making it difficult to change color, pattern, or style if a current fad changes. Zara works closely with their stores to determine demand on a weekly basis for each store, while Abercrombie determines demand based on the fashion season, which could potentially lead to forecasting error and inventory waste. Zara is unique in that one distribution center ships all their orders, allowing for maximum control of the warehousing and logistics operations. However, Abercrombie uses local distribution centers to ship orders to stores, allowing stores to reduce the inventory kept in store, since they can store it in the distribution centers instead until needed. This will aid them in global expansion as they will have more distribution centers to pull on for capacity. Zara's distribution center also tags and hangs all clothing and specializes tags based on the destination of the product. Abercrombie relies on their stores to develop these tags and complete these tasks in store, which causes a lot more work for the retail locations. All of Zara's marketing and sales activities are conducted by the individual stores so they can be customized based on the cultures and norms of the location, while Abercrombie's marketing and sales activities are controlled by headquarters to create a unified brand image across locations. Zara's centralized strategy leads to the use of just-in-time manufacturing that allows them to reduce costs and increase efficiency. However, Abercrombie uses a decentralized distribution center that allows for stores to hold the least amount of inventory as possible and use a postponement strategy. By taking corporate strategy of vertical integration, Zara is able to have maximum control of all of their operations since they single-handedly own them all. While Abercrombie's corporate strategy of utilizing outsourcing allows them to lower costs and pass these savings on to the customer, even though they will be losing a part of their control. The result of these characteristics is that Zara can introduce a new product to a store in 8 weeks Well, it would take Abercrombie 8 to 9 months in order to introduce a new product. Both strategies have pros and cons, but both companies need to utilize what they think will make them most successful. In conclusion, Zara uses vertical integration corporate strategy to achieve a competitive advantage over their competitors. The main benefit of owning all variables in the supply chain is having total control and increased flexibility when it comes to operations. In the end, corporate strategy needs to be decided based on what the company thinks will make them most profitable, and then continue to adapt the strategy over time.